Hi, this is Kerry with Dynamic Motorcycle Accessories. I want to let you know about some adapter plates that will let you use our backrest and extend it forward of the regular position. Typically used when you have a smaller passenger, or if you just have a really long back seat and you want your passenger to sit up closer to you and want the backrest scooted further forward. So first, we'll go ahead and remove the backrest from the mounting plates. Okay, there are a couple different ways that these forward extender plates can be mounted depending on how far forward you want to push your backrest. For the maximum amount being able to push forward, you'll take your original 4 screws that your backrest was bolted down with before, and you will Okay, so in this position, the backrest will then be bolted on over these holes, and we'll leave these bolts just a little loose until we get the backrest bolted on. But so in this position, basically you can extend the backrest a couple inches further forward than normal, and you can also slide it back to where this is about an inch further forward than the original position. Okay, so from here, we'll take our M6x14 button heads and apply Loctite first, because it is going into just a threaded hole. So from there, we can figure out what position that you want the backrest, and then go ahead and tighten those 4 bolts down, and you're ready to go. That'll give you about from approximately an inch further forward than the original to about 2.5 inches. So the other option that would let you adjust between this furthest back point and going back to the original position, if you needed a point in between there. So we'll remove the back 2 screws. And we'll also remove the back screw in the backrest foot. And then what we're going to do is slide the backrest back a little bit and take this M6 by 30 millimeter, and we're going to thread this down through and through the slot. And then you gotta tighten that down tight. And then it's a little more work to get to, but now we're gonna put our lock nut on the bottom side of this screw that we just put in. So now our adjustment, our two bolt holes that are attaching to these mounting plates or your luggage rack will be these two. And so now that'll give you adjustment about 1 inch further forward to back to your original position. So basically between bolting in either these two holes or these two holes, you can get kind of any adjustment point that you want, whether you want the furthest reach forward or some point that's just a little bit more than the original point. And like with backrest and rack installations, a lot of times it's easier to bolt this setup onto the mounting plates like this before you bolt it on the bike, because a lot of times these screws are easier to get to than to try to get to the underside of some of these screws. The other way you can do it is to just remove the whole thing. Okay, we'll remove the mounting plates from the backrest. And we'll bolt the backrest to the forward extender plates. So just take your backrest, set it straight up, and we'll be setting the backrest right over top the two threaded holes with the countersunk holes going to the back. Take the M6x14 button head with washer. Go ahead and put Loctite on those, and we'll thread those into the tapped holes in these mounting plates. Okay, you can snug those down good. And then bring your backrest back to the same position that you had it before when it was on the bench. And we're going to just put the mounting plates back on the same direction that they came off. Okay, grab your wrench and tighten these down. Okay, but we'll leave these just loose enough that you can still slide it back and forth a little. Now we'll go ahead and put this back on the bike. Just drop all your screws in first to help catch the spacers, to help keep them from going anywhere. Then start working around, get those in. And it's a good idea to reapply Loctite. Okay, so from there you can just slide it to the position that you want. Furthest forward position, we'll put it 2.4 inches further forward than the original position of the backrest. If you slide it all the way back in this position, it will give you 1.2 inches further forward. And as noted earlier in the earlier part of the video, you can bolt to your mounting plates or luggage rack in these two positions instead of these two to give you that range of adjustment from 0 to 1.2 inches. And if you were to need to do that as you have the mounting plates off the bike, you'd want to just bolt it in that configuration at that point. And if you're installing this onto a luggage rack, it's even easier. Just attach these plates to the backrest with your M6x14 button heads, and then set it over top your luggage rack after you've removed it from the bike. You can leave it a little bit loose if you don't know exactly what position you want it in. If you already know what position you want it in, you can go ahead and tighten these down all the way. We'll put this back on the bike. From this point, if you have already tightened these bolts down, you're ready to go. If you've left it loose to kind of figure out a position that you want, go and figure out the position that you want, and then get this tightened down. You'll have to get a wrench under there, tighten from the top. If you do have a rack with the XPN backrest, we do recommend taking the rack off, because with the XPN, the narrow footprint, usually those bolts are closer inside, and so they're harder to get to. So if you take the rack off, bolt the backrest to it, then put it on, it's going to be a lot easier for you.